Happy Tuesday. Today's topic is too much of anything does not serve us. My name is Anuschka Alborzian. I'm an empowerment health coach and healer.
And I'm Samar Tehrani. I'm a behavioral health practitioner. I'm an addictionologist, which is kind of interesting because we don't really talk about addiction at all on these. It's kind of nice.
Well, actually, this too much of anything, right?
This is true. This is true.
So yeah, even speaking from that point of view, right?
Yeah. Well, today we were talking about how we have noticed, the two of us have noticed that we are doing stuff that's really kind of outside of our everyday normal practice prior to like the staying at home stuff started to happen. So we're talking about I don't know if you want to share, but it seems that it doesn't even matter how health conscious you're trying to be or you have been, this kind of unconscious like reaching for snacks and overeating or that sort of behavior had seemed to be a very I don't know, it seems like everybody's talking about it. It seems like we're all kind of like kind of fallen into these habits of, oh, okay, well, I'll just do this or I'll just do that or I'll eat this or I'll eat that. And
it's like I keep hearing, even we were talking about this earlier too, but it's like this whole CoronaVirus 15, like the college times, like freshman 15, how they used to say that. At least I remember that during college. Whereas it's like, because we're so much at home, and we've talked about mindful eating and healthy snacks and all that stuff, and still though, too much of anything, even the healthy snacks, is sometimes not good for you. Like my go-to is nuts. I love nuts. And I know that I've been like noticing like breakouts here and there, which literally is my body telling me, okay, you're having too much of, of nuts, because that's what tends to happen. So as much as something may even be good for us, whether it's nuts or anything. I know you were sharing something around, one of your friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. This is quite a few years ago. I was visiting New York, and we went over to a friend's house to grab her so then we could all leave together, and then she was going to leave this light on. So another friend of mine, he said, oh, shut the light off. And she's like, oh, it's these low energy lights. And he's like, well, they have too much for this low energy light to be on for too long. It's going to become high energy. Shut it off. We're going to be gone all day long, or something like that. And when we talked about this, it totally reminded me of that memory of, low energy light burning too long becomes high energy.
Totally. Yeah. So it's just like more of like the mindfulness, to even be mindful, even if it is something that you feel like, oh, this is going to benefit me, but still having the mindfulness of like, okay, well, how much of this, having the portions already, I don't know, like measured out beforehand, rather than, like what I do sometimes is take the entire container and I'm just like eating, and next thing I know, I'm like, how much did I just eat, and I feel like that's a lot of people right now, because I noticed, many people talking about this. And so it's just, I believe it's an important topic to talk about, even if it is multiple times, because as health conscious as I am, I'm doing this, I can only imagine.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Me too. I mean, it's like it's almost as if I'm creating new habits, and those habits are not such great habits. So to become conscious of it. So for example, if it's eating, to just create this thing and saying, you know what, I'm going to have a big cup of water, like a large cup of water, before I make the decision as to what I'm going to eat. Mm-hmm. And often that on its own, it's almost like taking a deep breath, right? That it cuts the craving thoughts.
Yeah, and like me the other day, I had gone for this long walk and super like, oh my gosh, I was so hungry by the time I got home, and I knew I was gonna binge on whatever I got my hands on. So I ended up having we picked more loquats. So I ended up having a few loquats, and I, cut open an orange, and I had that first, which then made a huge difference. And we'll definitely, we're going to talk about more of this on our next daily tip. But yeah, we just really want to talk about on this one, just too much of anything. It could be food, it could be like energy, light, you know, it could be even working out, you know, there's got to be balance to some extent, right? So yeah.
So please comment below, let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you're taking away from these. We really want to hear from you. We're receiving private messages, which, you know, you're welcome to send us private messages. I'm okay with that too.
Absolutely.
But let us know if you're watching, and, you know, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, I'd love to see what value you're getting away from, you know, getting from these daily tips. Bye.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.